Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakadash, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Stone rule well, and to the accurate and four corners of the earth, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. Yeah, so quick lesson for the hopeful elect. I just gotta go through a quick topic concerning discernment. All right, it's very, 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 very important to pray for that spirit of discernment when you're in the ministry of the Lord. All right, when you have a responsibility, in the body of Hamashiach Yahushai, you have to pray for that spirit of discernment concerning your office. All right, because every brother in this ministry has a responsibility within the body. All right, and the quicker every brother realizes that, the better off things we get for them as by growing spiritually. All right, so I'm going to read briefly from the Etam Online. The verb discern, it says to perceive or recognize the difference or distinction between two or more things. All right, so that spirit of discernment is very, 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 very important. Just like reading the scriptures, you have to try the spirits. You have to test the doctrines out. You got to put things under the microscope and make sure that they pass the muster. To pass that test. To be shared among the body of Mashiach Yahushai. That's what the gospel is all about. Making proper judgment. Proper decisions. That's why 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 40 tells you. It tells you clearly what is expected. All right, it tells you clearly. Let me check it out. Okay, I read it real quick. It says, "Let all things be done decently and in order." All right. So for things to appear and have that vibration of decency and structure and order, discernment plays a major role, and that's the mindset you need to adopt. Everything you do in life requires discernment. All right. Working on the plantation, discernment. Everywhere, everything you do. You eat, drink, sleep. That's that attribute, and it's a blessing from the Lord. To be able to have that spirit of discernment. So I'm going to read from the book of Ezekiel, chapter 44, and this is concerning the priests. All right, because once you become part of the body of Mashiach Yahushai, you already know that those priestly responsibilities, come automatically, and you have to recognize that, and you have to partake of it. All right, because you're at the altar, so that's the opportunity, for you to grow spiritually, to have that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that our people need, to free themselves out of the hands of, this treacherous world, filled with poisonous doctrines. All right. So it says in verse 23, Ezekiel 44:23, "And they shall teach my people the difference, all right, between the holy and profane, and cause men to discern between the unclean and the clean." All right, and that's what makes you a man. Sound judgment. Okay, sound judgment. You have to pray for that spirit. You have to pray for that gift. Of sound judgment. All right, and that's what the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai was explaining to his disciples. All right, talking about the doctrine, you know. So I'm going to read from the book of Matthew, chapter 16. This is what the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai. This is what he mentioned to his disciples. All right. I'll go straight to the point. And the point is in 11 and 12. All right. So it says, how is it that you do not understand that I speak it not to you concerning bread, that ye should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. All right. And then it says, then understood they how that he bade them not to beware of the bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. All right. And that's what you have to be aware of, man. You know, it's a guideline you have to stick with. Okay. So I'm gonna get another precept. It's gonna be from the book of Ecclesiastes. All right. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 5. It says, whoso keepeth the commandments shall feel no evil thing, and the wise man's heart discerning, right? And the wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. All right? And it's very, very important, man. You know, when the Lord bless you with the wisdom to join the body, you know, you have to pray for that spirit of discernment. And it's going to take you a long way, you know. It helps you with being with having a sober mindset. In other words, you're not easily, swayed by the distractions of this world. You know, you're not easily enticed. All right. So that's why it's very, very, very necessary. You understand the value of the information the Lord is giving unto you. All right. So another precept would be from the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 2. And I'm going to read verse 14. Okay. It says, this along the line of what the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai was explaining to his disciples. All right. It says, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. All right. And that's what the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai was expounding to his disciples, to beware of the doctrine of the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the Pharisees. All right. Because serving the Lord requires attention to detail. All right. And the Lord also said, a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. All right. So it's necessary, to have that mindset of discerning, so that way brothers can move forward, to the next task. All right. Because you don't want to be an impediment to brothers' growth. Okay. And it's really necessary that brothers be on the same page and have the same mindset concerning the gospel, and you have to put that into practice. All right. So every opportunity you get, always remember you have to cherish it. You have to take it as a golden opportunity. You gotta come to camp. You gotta be in the body with that Midas touch. Everything you do has to prosper. All right. So another precept will be from the book of Hebrews. All right. Hebrews chapter 5, and get let me see. Yeah, verse 14. All right. Hebrews chapter 5, verse 14, it says, I'll start from, all right, verse 12. All right, Hebrews chapter 5, verses 12 to 14, it says, For the time ye ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of Yahweh, and that become such as have need of milk, and not of strong meat. All right. So this just shows you that, you know, brothers that are struggling with responsibilities, man, it's hard for them to focus on doing the work of the Lord. The daily cares of this world becomes an impediment. You know, character flaws becomes an impediment. That's why you have to pray for the Lord to help you purge out those leavens. All right. So that way you're able to grow. You won't be stuck on the basic stuff. About when the Shabbat comes in. You know, the the, the laws, statutes, and commandments, but you're able to understand the reason why the Lord put those words in place. Those orders in place. Understanding the value of the high priest. You know, understanding the prophecies of the Lord. All that are important. And you have to take that to the next level. And then verse 13 says, For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. All right. So for you to get to that level of making proper judgment and discernment, you need to have access to the meat. Then that way you're fully grown, you understand the situation, you understand the value of experience, and you're able to rule over your spirit without snapping. All right. And then verse 14 says, But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercise, all right, to discern both good and evil. All right. So it's necessary to grow in this truth. All right. So that way you are basically a pillar of support to the younger brothers coming up. You're a pillar of support to our people that are waking up. You become a reservoir of wisdom. Okay. And as the Lord reveals things to you, you can reveal it unto the people. And that's what the job of the prophet and the priest is. So you have to cherish it, man. You have to cherish the opportunity. The Lord didn't say it's going to be a easy walk on the park. And it's not everything that you understand that you're going to be able to explain to these people until the Lord gives you the green light. All right. So one more precept will be from the book of Sirach. All right. Sirach chapter 20, and I read verse 7. All right. This is one thing you have to learn how to maneuver through, because you get frustrated from time to time, and you have to understand the value of your time and your presence and your focus, and your attention, because time is important. You have to take that to heart. So Sirach chapter 20 verse 7 says, A wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time. All right. So you have to understand the value of of your presence, the value of your time, the value of the knowledge the Lord has given unto you, and the value of, how to just be patient in the spirit, Don't be in a rush to utter what's on your mind. It's not everything that comes to your mind that you have to utter out, all right? And you also have to understand that the chemistry the Lord has put within the brotherhood, it's a delicate balance, all right? You don't want to disrupt that. So when things are moving smoothly, you have to learn how to, keep it going. Don't rock the boat. Don't try to interrupt the flow of the ministry. When you see times are hard, you tighten up and you make sure brothers are good. Complaints have to be basically constructive criticism. Shouldn't come with a vibe of arrogance or ignorance. You have to be willing to apply the basics of knowledge, all right? So it's very, very, very important, that you understand the value of opportunity and time, and your presence is very, 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 very important because you have to grow in the spirit. You don't want to be a stumbling block to brothers. That's why the spirit of discernment is very, very important. It helps you, it helps you to get things done effectively. And that's the point, that's exactly, what makes you a so-called high value man, of the Lord, because you've entrenched yourself in that doctrine of discernment. That's what the words of the Lord, makes you do. It helps you to discern the patterns of events in this world and within the brotherhood, so that way we can get the work done. And that's what it's all about, Praise the Lord. So that's upon the Akim. Our right is that Lord get us out of here and strengthen us with this spirit of discernment. Shalom.